and welcome back to Core Crossing. We're here today to continue on our journey through the town's core so that we can get approval to form a guild, is I guess the quote-unquote plot for this game. Last time we made it through the first dungeon, we defeated the first guardian. We've geared up, we've learned skills. People have some here. Can I learn anything? Learn Dark Hole. Sure. Anyway, a very cute little Etrian Odyssey inspired game. I'm enjoying it so far. And we're going to be heading into the second temple, which was like the Toxic Temple or something. Yeah, the Toxic Ruins. Probably a lot of poison status effects in this one. That's fine. Anyway, this might be a short stream today because I do have family visiting in town. They're currently sleeping off last night's successes. And yeah, I'm just waiting for them to call. So if I wind up having to call it early, well, that's just how it goes. On the other hand, it's a long weekend for me, so I can stream Monday as well. So I have hopes, I have aspirations of being able to finish this off this weekend. But we'll see. We'll see how it goes. Let's head into the Toxic Ruins. The air is saturated with glowing particles and a pungent smell. Contrast to the previous level, this one is dark and grim. It would be wise to take extra precaution here. Yeah, we'll see. See, there's some damage tiles. Do they poison us, or is it just damage? Just damage. Oh yeah. I forgot that the elf girl thinks she's a cat.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Not bad. And I have to remember not to sell off all of the garbage that I pick up, even if it seems... Can I actually do this out of combat as well? Only... Oh, it's regen. Remember to not sell off all of my junk items, even if they don't say they are synthesis materials. Because they might secretly... Oh, it's a one-way door. Getting into advanced mechanics already. Yeah, as it turns out, that items might be used to make weapons, even if they're not labeled as synthesis materials. It's fine, he'll probably level up before I need to use any more spells. One thing about here, as opposed to Advent Crossroad and Makayagito, is that I can't have healing spells stacked on everyone. The spells and skills are class dependent. That does actually make things a little more challenging. Right? In that little loop there. Lots of other side of various shortcuts.
どうしましたか？さて。
終わりよ。そう邪魔よ。よ、せい。これでおしまいよ。
さて。
えい。ぶっとや。当然よ。
Wellness necklace. Hey, Ionut. Yeah, this one's more of an Etrian Odyssey copy. It's using the same engine as the Mega 10 ones, though.
何邪魔よ。
ほら、それ。
終わりよ。任せるにゃ。何よ邪魔よ。よーし、よくやった。
Right. I guess try this side first.
あら。
I don't know if you've ever played any of the Etrian Odyssey games, but they're pretty good. An original Mega 10 for SNES by C++ rock code back in the 90s. God, it might have been. I don't know. Saint Melodia hailed from a poor remote village. She was gifted with learning magic and became the high priestess at Eden Gaia's capital. Although there was no longer a high priestess, the matriarch now oversees the Elder Council. Good to know.
Yeah, so
First SMT games from 1992, Mega 10 is full series. Yeah.
なんとか勝てたね。
Oh, that up. Yeah, that's unfortunately Atlas is well known for their spaghetti code, which is why it's been so difficult to get like fan translations out for some of their games. Because in some cases, even the text is almost totally inaccessible. They're fine.
But yeah.
やそれ
And Sukami Tensei, 97, Famicom, and Rotation. Yeah. I mean, it was actually an even earlier Megami Tensei game on like PE88 or something. So it's not really what you would consider part of the series at this point. You can actually read the books at some point.
さて
I've seen like overviews of them, and they're completely insane.
終わりね。
Yes. I do not care. Nakajima deserves it because he does it. Yeah, Nakajima is really the villain of the story in a lot of ways. Like he sets out to murder his classmates,
な
and
んとか
then
なりましたね
it just goes way worse. The first Guardian gave my club a hard time. I heard the later ones are even tougher. Should have picked a better class. Every class has its role.
Well, yeah.
私や
I feel like that's probably the way forward. What's through that door down here? Another one-way door. Where they're only condo, but after the ritual, Loki summons classmates being devoured by Lopers. Loki's free reincarnated form. Yeah.
やっちゃまよ。
私や
Trying to murder one guy, you know, for now. And then maybe that murder works out well and he decides to target more people after, but he doesn't get the chance. Okay, the monster threw powder on us and it powered us up.
Wakora.
おや
ここは任せて。倒れてちゃダメだよ。
Sleep.
任せてあげるにゃ。わちゃまよ。
や
ここは任せて。倒れてちゃダメだよ。これにくらいにゃ。わほら。
私は
みんな。
Your tree stump monster.
当然よ。
I do like the art in these games. Okay, that's what was down the other path. Oh, also my guy died. I didn't notice he was so low on health. It's fine.
これでおしまいだ。そうほら。
さてと、それ。
負けちゃダメ。ほら。よ。当然よ。
Yeah, Light Yagami looks to be Nakajima's reflection. Yeah, they're very similar characters. Look alike, both handsome, evil geniuses. Both are sociopaths with bad ambition. Yeah. If Light had won, he'd have plunged the world into just an unimaginable dystopia. Nakajima, if Loki hadn't gone berserk right away, and Nakajima had actually been able to control him, he probably would have wound up in a very similar place. Using Loki or demons in general to sort of impose his will on society.
さてそれ。
ここは任せて。よ。行く当てるにゃ。わこら。なんとか勝てたね。
さてそれ。
ここは任せて。終わりよ。それにくらんや。ねえ邪魔よ。
ほら、それ。
俺たちの勝ちだ。
Alright, floor basement 1. Down, not up. A group of familiar faces approaches. And again! Oh yeah, these girls from the start of the first dungeon. Your side has grown from defeating the last level's guardian. Nonetheless, keep alert. Some monsters have gotten strange colors and boosts in powers of late. We're dealing with palette-swapped monsters. Many trial goers and guild members have trouble with them. However, those different color monsters still aren't as strong as the Oversouls. Must not waste time in finding the cause of the abnormal colorations. Let's go! We'll be on our way then, take care. Okay. Rio walks past and disappears to upstairs. Ima beside Yagami was betrayed by Loki. Duke betrayed Light Yagami by writing his name on the death note. Yeah, but just right at the end. It's hard to say that Loki betrayed Nakajima. That he was never really on his side to begin with, but yeah. Ryuk killing Light in the end, just sort of very fitting, because the whole thing was just a big joke to him all along anyway. I don't know, I mean, it's just fitting to show that, hey, maybe don't trust the otherworldly entities. Maybe they don't have your best interest at heart. Let's see. Hey. Alright, full ore. You'll again. Is that actually any good? No. A downgrade. It's fine. The walls. And yes, there's the Oversoul, aka the foe from Etrian Odyssey. But thankfully the foes in this game don't move around while you're in combat like they do in Etrian Odyssey.
さて
You don't have to worry so much about finishing combats really quickly.
やるな終わりよこれでくらいや邪魔よ
ほら
ほらふん感謝するわ
Yeah, he's... Question is, can I map the rest of this without getting caught?
Yeah.
倒れている場合
何で
That's
すか
the real challenge here.
メンや
ほら
終わりよ任せてなんや
おや
感謝するわ
Alright. Walk into them. And hope we can run away. Okay, good. I did it. I mapped the room.
Watashi ya.
そうこら
私はっ
終わりよ行くぞこれ行くぜやっ邪魔よ
やってくれますねはっ
ここは任せてほら猫の本気を見せてやるにゃこれでもしまいにゃ何よ
やってや
Please finish this guy off. Thank you.
おやそれ
なんとか勝てたね
Got powered up by a creature again. way forward. Like it must be, right?
ねえほら終わりよ
Finish exploring down here first, I guess.
感謝するわ
Actually, two ways to go here.
やっほら
私や
やっやっ
なんとかなりましたね
Just a bit of money. A better person would avoid all those poison puddles. You're like, what, Nakajima? I'm a demon. Thought I will listen to your commands, and I'm more powerful. Hits Nakajima and throws him across the computer room. Yeah. It's really what you should expect from a demon. So, like, Nakajima, he's book smart, he's computer smart. But he was dumb enough to think that Loki would obey his orders. And that he could summon a demon and nothing would go wrong for him.
Oh yeah. Hora.
感謝するわ
Okay.
Oh yeah. それ 私の番ですか
A fairy or low level like Jack Frost, maybe, yeah. Very little spice can be tricky, of course. They see more powerful, they become submissive. Yeah, like if it's like a low level demon, like a little imp or something. And sure, you can either bully it or bribe it with something. But going in with Loki, guy's a god.
さそれ
Can't control that.
感謝するわ
Monsters here are descendants of beasts that once roamed outside. Saint Melodina fused their captured ancestors here with the Akujin essence to divert negative energies from the Akujins themselves. Without negative energies to feed on, the Akujins were easily defeated, and that was the end of the Dusk Dawn War. Okay, good to know. This. More money. Always nice. Oh, he was an abomination. He sure was.
Not yet.
さてはっ や やあそれ
And then likewise, Light, as smart as he also is very foolish and very careless in a lot of ways. Like he started just murdering people locally right away. Just tons of them. And that very much did his downfall. Not the least of which because he got by L's plot to like have specific 8 guys being broadcast in specific local regions of Japan, but the fact that L knew that he was in Japan right away just to begin with, and like his use of the police computer systems and all that. Plus, Light also just trusted Ryuk and
おやそれ
was messing around with forces that he didn't really know much about, and just sort of believing
どうしましたか
on its face stuff like the rules in the Death Note, and that
Yeah.
Ryuk was on his side and things like that. Loki mythology is literally the trickster god. Loki,
やあはっ
Loki's not someone you can get one over on. Half a computer genius, but he's still a teenager. Yeah, exactly. So what was up through?
So, yeah.
おやはっ
So, yeah.
さてや
Okay, back to the start. This connects to here. I didn't open the door on that side. Also, all right. Around to the other side.
やあはっ おやそれ
俺たちの勝ちだ。
Yep, that's a one-way door. Didn't open this one on the other side. I should have. Oh well. I guess we have to go around the long way.
よ、せい。
ほらや
Yeah. He didn't summon Lucifer. Lucifer got out anyway. In the end, though, in like one of the sequel books. So, I guess it didn't matter too much.
さてそれ
Whole world, I think, was screwed. It got taken over by the demons.
レベルアップしましたよ
Then they went into space, from what I understand. been a while since I've seen the summaries of the books, but I think they went into space to another planet.
Oh yeah. Yeah, sorry.
よっほれ
Oh yeah, sorry.
ほれ
やってほらふん感謝するわ
And I guess, in a way, second game, Digital Devil Story Megami Tensei 2, does actually sort of cover what happens in the later books indirectly. It doesn't follow Nakajima anymore. It's just like, yeah, you know, eventually the demons take over and there's like a nuclear attack on Tokyo, and the survivors have to try and pull things together in the wreckage. Good luck to them. There, now it's open. Okay. 4-3.
よっほれ
レンジャーマよ
Oh yeah.
ぶっや
さ
Yeah, I mean, they were talking a lot about the differently colored monsters here. And those weird growth type monsters have been showing up in different colors.
さなんとかなりましたね。
Gotta thank Aya Nishitani without his bizarre manga novel. Never gotten the rest of the series, Gatan and other JRPG. Yeah. Yeah, no, it was very influential. Gotta wonder... Still in one piece, aren't we? It wasn't that I was stalking Cha because I was worried to read anything. Haha. Anyway, be careful of the purple smokes. They're poisonous. Also, you can break some of the walls on this level. Look round if you reach a dead end. Thanks. Sheila took off. Don't get someone is in fact poisoned. I do wonder, like, what other early JRPGs from that era might have been the big influential ones if Megami Tensei hadn't taken off like it did. I'm not enough of an expert on like the genre to be able to say. Like ultimately, Megami Tensei started off very much as just a wizardry clone, with like the added demons there to distinguish it. So I suppose some other wizardry clone from around the same time might have taken off. Maybe like the Phantasy Star games would have been a lot more popular. It's already a successful series, but not quite the same level of cultural influence as Mega 10. And there's a bunch of stuff that I just don't know about at all. It never got big. Situation with Nakajima and Loki similar to Yagi-san and white-haired boy from Tokyo Revelation. That's the guy's son or something. I never saw or read that one. I'm not familiar with it.
Yeah, sorry.
感謝するわ。
Kinda looks like a door there, but it's just the edge of the little item box on the map. Is this, yeah, there's a one-way door. Also a one-way door. Oh yeah, and those purple things is an S.
Oh yeah. Hora.
Megaten has an actual anime adaptation.
Yeah.
It'd have only that since they make anime. Oh god, they need to. Yeah. Yeah, you can do a lot more in mangas than you can in anime. It doesn't have to be on broadcast television. And since they're cheaper to produce, you don't have to worry about getting as big an audience as possible like you do for an anime. Even for animes that are adaptations of mangas, light novels, or whatever, you get that same issue where it's oh, excuse me. Ooh, there, better. You just get the same issue where you wind up having to censor a lot of stuff just so that you can get a large enough audience that you can make your money back.
Hora. Sorry. Oh yeah. Sorry. Oh yeah.
In an anime, that Mara would need to be pixelated. Yeah, I mean, depending on what time slot they showed it in. It would probably just not include Mara. Yeah, that's that block filled in.
Yeah.
任せて
さてなんとかなりましたね。
Breakable wall there that I missed.
よ
I do have to say that the dungeon layouts and the minimap system in these games were both very good. Like, they're very much independent amateur games in a lot of ways when it comes to a lot of production values and stuff, but one thing that Nankada in particular did very well was just like the actual layouts of the dungeons. And his mini-map for the framework that he developed is like actually excellent. Better than the mini-maps in a lot of professional games. Enemy adaptations of Mara and Ariak as well. Ariak looks like female, yeah. And you know, fewer demons wearing bondage gear and that sort of thing. Or what were they even doing in here? Like a hidden room.
私それ さてそれどうしましたか
Oh well, the world we live in, everything has to be brand friendly. Who knows what the kids might do if they saw a dick monster? Okay. Just a second here. Okay, sorry about that. Just like I mentioned at the start of the stream, got the family in town, and we're going to be doing something a little later. I've got, I don't know, maybe half an hour before I have to head out. I'll see if I can finish this dungeon by then.
Yeah.
I was gonna say she'll probably be fine, but she was not fine. Saw her hanging out there on low HP, and he decided to blast her 3 times in a row with her weakness. What a shame. Don't know how Megaton community really is, if you're a Megaton fan. And they're mostly pretty chill. Like any other gaming community. It's a pretty old and very diverse franchise at this point, especially if you include the people who only play Persona games in it. Which is probably the biggest point of contention I can think of, is how much Persona has overwhelmed the base SMT franchise. Where the obscure ones were chilling playing our games just want to be left alone, yeah. You know, we're just happy if Atlas remembers to actually include a dungeon in the next Megaton game.
Yeah.
But with how successful like Metaphor Refantasio has been, I think it's a pretty good sign for the franchise overall.
ほら おや
なんとか勝てたね。
Got here an eerie light. I'll take it. Yeah. SMT5 was kind of a disappointment in a few ways.
ほら
At least it's no longer stuck on the Switch.
私
Might not sell that well? Yeah, hard to say.
よーし、よくやった。
Someone else. There we go. Okay, that's the stairway down. There's been some relatively promising signs for the genre overall lately. Like again, Metaphor did pretty well. Very well reviewed. And that's largely a classic dungeon crawler. And Claire Obscure as well. Did very well.
や
Yeah.
よ
Yeah, it was very open world. Yeah.
さて
任せとれ。 よーし、よくやった。
さて
E5 overall, 8 out of 10 for you. It does look very good. The music is great.
なんとか勝てたね。
That poison. Okay. Done. Should probably save. Just in case. For me was price, yeah. Yeah, unfortunately games aren't getting any cheaper.
わかったわよ。ほら。
さてとや
終わりよ。
よ
おっと、何よ。
I don't really have good options for dealing elemental damage with party.
終わりよ。
Nocturne does the job well in comparison with SMT Vengeance. Yeah.
やるな。やっとら。
私
よせい。
いやいやいやいやいや。お
Train some enemies onto us. What a jerk.
まあ、や。
ほら
終わりよ。任せて。そう邪魔よ。
やあ
いやいやいやいやいや。
素晴らしいです
Alright. Bob got our MP back. A little surprised these aren't all one-way
ぶっ飛ば
doors.
すわよ。
Yeah.
邪魔よ。
Let's give everyone fire. That's right, she can do that.
さて
みんな、えい。
はあ。よ、おれ。
何よ。邪魔よ。任せてにゃ。
やあそれ
おれ、かかってきな。
Oh, they're feeling like with the
めんど
stage
くさいわ
boss.
ね。
You're in the headphones screaming saying one more god rejected. And we all love to reject God.
さて
I've over. She walks away. Okay.
おれ。
やっほら。
おや
終わりよ。
I guess not every game can have the
感謝するわ。
absolutely perfect soundtrack that the original Digital Devil Story game had.
わこら。
さて
なほら。
ほらそれ
感謝するわ。
Else? No. Everyone else is fine. Should actually spend these skill points though. Let's see. Pierce slash. Damage ignores defense. That's good. And you can also get shout. Good. Massive. Only standing. 1/2 cost plus crit. I believe that means that if you left, that'll start plus crit. Sure. Thunder breath, yeah. Random foes, wind damage. Holy damage. Oh, all foes, yeah. Good. Force defense. Good. Damage remove buffs. God or Jehovah is okay, but people Christian over dramatized everything. Yeah, great to say anything wrong. God forgive. We could have done bad thing. Yeah. There was a lot of. It wasn't even so much moral outrage over the game as it was people afraid there would be moral outrage over the game. Because yeah, like, go and beat up Jehovah in the game, the major villain of the piece, and so yeah, people were afraid. This was also at a time when there were a lot of very strong, like, activist groups speaking out against video games and trying to get them regulated and censored and stuff, and so they were just like, you know, maybe we don't bring the game where we attack and kill God to America. Is the Americans will make a big deal out of it. Okay, he's stuck on the other side of that door now. No, he can go through the door. That's fine. At least we didn't get stuck in a loop where he just kept attacking us over and over again, like we were stuck on a single tile with him. That happened in the previous game, so I guess they did actually fix that system. I was a little afraid that that's what was going to happen there.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's fun how history goes in cycles though, because you know what, like 20, 30 years ago at this point, you had a bunch of Christian groups trying to get games censored and banned for unchristian values, and then today you have the same thing happening with Christian groups getting games censored and banned for having unchristian values. Yeah. In reality, God himself didn't acknowledge SMT and doesn't care at all. Yeah, like if God cared, God would do something about it. This poison well absolutely is living up to its theme of, hey, here's the poison dungeon. You like poison dungeons, right? Suppose we should put some elemental stuff on us so that we can actually hit the blob guy here. What was up that other passage that I skipped?
やそれ
よおれ
猫は負けないにゃ。ありがとね。わこら。ほら。
よ
行くにゃ。ありがとね。ぶちゃまよ。あれよ。にゃにゃにゃにゃにゃにゃ。
Sure. Hooks up to this room. Okay. Good.
よせい
猫取れておしまいにゃ。何ほら。
おや
あれよ。
マグ
また当てるにゃ。ぶっとほら。
おや
俺たちの勝ちだ。
Conclusion: God does not care about playing a JRPG, SMT. Yeah. God cares how you are and if you feel bad or not. Yeah. What you actually do in life and how you treat other people that actually matters.
めんど邪魔よ。
おや
あれよ。やるな。
行くぜ。
まほら。
さそれ
よーしよくやった。
Up all my healing items. Fine. I guess that guy just left. Oh no, he's still there. He's just turning invisible. Fuck me. Ran away.
やそれ
俺たちの勝ちだ。
Okay. Training Choker Plus. Probably good.
私のや
よ
Parents, I don't want to let my son or daughter play games like SMT, Final Fantasy, whatever. If we don't go to church, eaten and grounded, yeah.
それ
Yeah, you know, people like that are like, they really want to be worshipping like the Old Testament God. Where it's like, you know, he's just an evil bastard, right? Monsters have various tricks up their sleeves. Be on guard for anything. It's not gonna level up for a while.
おやそれ
ほらやるな
任せろれ。
ねこれでおしまいにゃわこら
さそれ
ほら
おれ。
猫からぶっちゃまよ
やそれ
終わりよ猫からまあほら当然よ
And that's just the final shortcut. Okay. And then the stairs were up this hallway here. Basement 4. The last floor, or is there still more to go? I don't know.
任せるのからしょうがないわね
I think Thunder Breath did pretty well last time.
私の番ですかはっ
おらかっこ
猫の本気を見せてあげるにゃめんどくさいわねほら
Alright.
さてと
And think not even about how we was described in the Old Testament like that. Yeah, yeah.
いや
終わりよ
Oh well. And I just got a text from my family and they're heading to lunch now, so I'm gonna have to call it here. Unfortunately, I did not get through the Toxic Ruins like I was hoping to, but I can stream again tomorrow and on Monday, and hopefully I can get through the rest of this game this weekend. So I gotta head out. Yeah, so until next time, stay safe, have fun, and stay out of the local toxic ruins. They're actually toxic. It's very nasty in here. Goodbye.